Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
There's so many different little drips that, opportunities we have to create more value and create differentiation. It's sitting right in front of us. It's something we already have. I'm not saying you have to buy more to do that. You already got it. You're already spending more on it. You just got to make sure you're emphasizing and communicating that value. Make sense?
We have a thing that we've used a lot of times as part of our vocabulary, but we call it the USP, unique selling proposition, which yada, yada, yada. But anyway, our brand, how we're seen, we say you have to give people a reason other than price to buy from you. And I think that's restating what you said earlier. You give them a reason. Otherwise, if there isn't a reason, they default to price, and now it's the race to the bottom, which I think you said earlier.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll say something like, I believe in creating premium, mid-range, and economy choices for every project. One's got better service and warranty. One's doing more than you asked me for. And the bottom option is just what you asked me for with very little warranty and coverage. And I let people know that, when they ask me, why are you more money than the competition? And I'll say, well, how many options did I give you? And they go, well, you gave me 6 options, 2 premium, 2 mid-range, 2 economy. I said, how many options did the other company give you? 1 option. Well, right there, I'm giving you more choices, and that took more time. That's why it's a higher investment, because we're giving you more in the premium option than you asked us for. If you want less than you ask us for, just choose choose the more economy project, and you're going to get that, right? So I don't ever worry about my price being high, because I always say, if I could have lowered the price, I would have lowered the price before I went to the customer. Makes sense? You should never even entertain lowering the price, because you've already done that. You've already worked out the price, and that's the biggest pain in the rear end. We all know for construction contracting that this is the biggest pain to figure out the price of the project. This is the biggest thing we do for free that we don't get paid for necessarily until we get the job, right? But that's all got to be built into the price. You got to tell people, hey, the fact that I gave you 3 choices or 6 choices is the reason why, because we work on that. That took more time for me to do that. And I wanted to make sure you had those choices. That's just good customer service. And if they say, what's the difference between your company and the other company? I would say, here's what I tell people, write this down, everybody. I say, service is the knife that cuts through the fog of uncertainty. When you're not sure about what to do, choose somebody who's got better service. This way they're more accountable and they're going to be there for you, as opposed to the guy who doesn't give you their cell phone number, who doesn't have that certificate of insurance you mentioned, Martin, who doesn't explain how your family is going to benefit from this thing. And you can tell the customer, Joe, how many options did I give you? Joe, I made the options more personalized and customized for your family. I told you how your family is going to use this stuff. What did the other company do? Did they just tell you, did they email the bid, or did they present the project? No, they just emailed it. Well, if you want somebody who's going to email the worker out here, then hire that company. If you want somebody who has a real person out here like me, then you hire my company. So we're not going to email people out here. We're going to get the job done with real people. That's different, right? So a lot of times people use the modern stuff like emailing prices. There's no place in email in sales. You need to be able to look at the project, diagnose the people, diagnose the project, make a friendship, and give your friendship unconditionally to every person you meet. So if you're a construction contractor and you're going to go on some customer who's originally from India, you have to ask them. So, Martin, how did you wind up living? Are you from this area? No, I just grew up in India. Well, how does a person from India wind up in Oklahoma? How'd you wind up here? Well, I got a job at a place that's a medical facility. Really, that's so nice. Can I just say something? Your family is so lucky to have a guy like you, Martin, that brought the whole family from India just here because you got an education at the University of Oklahoma, and then you wound up getting a job here. It's so what an American success story. It's so welcome to the country, by the way. So that's the kind of thing that if you did it, you'd be the only construction guy who actually said that to that Indian customer, right? And those people, the Indian people, are the ones that a lot of construction people like these people negotiate. Just the fact that you're calling them these people shows you're dehumanizing them. You're not calling them Martin. If you had to use his name, you wouldn't say he's negotiating. And by the way, he wouldn't negotiate if you were on a first name basis with Martin. Does that make sense? Because you're the only white guy who would be interested in where he came from. Does that make sense? There's nobody who even asked him this before, not even at his school, not at his work. You're the only one who found out that he's from Jodhpur, India, and his father and mother still live there. And you're the only one who finds. So that's how you know you got a real friendship, which is that you're interested in people. You got to be a student of your client. And that's really the number one thing that does differentiate us, the relationship we create. And Mark, you've been doing this long enough to know that everything you ever got in life is through the relationships with other people, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah, that's
much.
good.
And it's
Pretty much.
not because you bought some material somewhere that made your career. It's people you know and the relationships you have. We're on this podcast because somehow you and Khalil met together and created a relationship, right? And I don't know even how it's done, but that's something that makes this thing work is that relationship we both have. Make sense?
It's very true. Very true. Thankful for the relationship. Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.